And rapper Lil Durk has been arrested and charged with a murder-for-hire plot.
A popular rap artist is behind bars after a shocking arrest, as authorities accuse him of being connected to an alleged murder-for-hire plot. Chicago rapper Durk Banks, better known by his stage name Lil Durk, was arrested yesterday after allegedly attempting to flee the country, and at this time, he's being held in a Broward County jail in Florida.
I think it's always unfortunate that innocent people get caught in the line of fire. It's something that we deal with often within street violence. But I also think within the streets, there's also a mentality when there's a retaliation and gang culture that if you get caught riding with someone that I have beef with, then it just it's the rules of the streets. Like, you put yourself in that situation. And
recently, rapper Lil Durk found himself at the center of a major legal controversy, with reports of body cam footage surfacing online after his detention on charges related to a severe criminal conspiracy, allegedly tied to a scheme that resulted in harm to an individual close to one of his rivals. Durk faces a possible life sentence if convicted.
Hey Val, good morning. Lil Durk is charged in a murder-for-hire scheme. We're working right now to get more details on this investigation, but we know the 32-year-old was arrested Thursday by U.S. Marshals in Florida and is being held in custody. Earlier this month, Banks was sued for his alleged involvement in the deadly shooting of another rapper in Chicago, FBG Duck, that happened 4 years ago. Weekly's family says Banks had a hand in that gang-related shooting in 2020 in the city's Gold Coast neighborhood. Lil Durk and his team didn't comment on that lawsuit, but of course we'll be sure to provide you with an update when we learn more about the charges Banks is now facing.
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago Eyewitness News.
Chicago rapper Lil Durk, born Durk Banks, faces serious allegations after his recent arrest for an alleged murder-for-hire scheme. Authorities report that Durk attempted to flee the U.S., but was apprehended in Florida, where he is currently held in Broward County Jail.
Chicago rapper Lil Durk is behind bars at the Broward County Jail on federal charges. He's being held on murder-for-hire charges. Details are limited on those charges. We'll be sure to update you on air and online as soon as we learn more.
Court documents indicate that in 2022, several men affiliated with OTF pursued Quando Rondo and his cousin, Lil Pab, across Los Angeles, culminating in an attack at a gas station where Lil Pab was fatally executed. The evidence reportedly includes travel documents, surveillance footage, and communications among Durk's associates, detailing a well-planned, cross-country attempt to locate and harm Rondo. The suspects were found to have used OTF-affiliated funds to book flights and vehicles, wear disguises, and procure modified firearms in Los Angeles. These accusations add significant weight to the murder-for-hire charges, intensifying public concern about escalating aggression in hip-hop.
Well, you had a situation in L.A. where you lost your friend, Lil Pap. He actually died in your arms, and you said that changed you forever.
But bro, that's the main reason I just said that's the main reason. Like I said, I really don't have beef with the world. My beef is really mainly in the music industry. It's not with the world.
On the same day of Durk's arrest, federal prosecutors in California announced charges against 5 other men also allegedly involved in this conspiracy, which is reportedly connected to Chicago street gangs. Prosecutors suggest the motive behind the plot was to avenge for King Von, another Chicago rapper and close associate of Lil Durk, who met a tragic end in November 2020. The 5 men charged alongside Durk are all identified as having connections to Chicago gangs and allegedly took part in the attempted execution of Rondo in retaliation for King Von's tragic incident.
Chicago rapper Lil Durk is in police custody this morning.
And he was allegedly involved in a murder-for-hire plot. Roseanne is in studio with the very latest here. Roseanne?
Good morning. Well, we know him as Lil Durk, but his full name is Durk Banks, and he was taken into custody in Broward County, Florida last night. Durk is charged with murder for hire in the killing of another rapper's cousin. 5 other Chicago men were also hit with federal charges involving the same murder for hire plot. The group was allegedly hired to kill the cousin of rapper Quando Rondo back in 2022 in Los Angeles. Now, that plot was allegedly ordered as revenge for the killing of rapper King Von back in 2020. This is not Durk's first run-in with the law either. He faced 5 felony charges stemming from his alleged connection to a shooting back in 2019. He is now being held without bond. Natalie?
Durk's association with the group known as OTF, or Only the Family, is central to the investigation. Founded by Lil Durk more than a decade ago, OTF is described in court documents as more than just a musical collective, with prosecutors alleging it operates as a criminal enterprise, engaged in aggressive crimes to maintain its power and reputation. King Von, born Devon Bennett, was a prominent member of OTF and had close personal and professional ties with Durk. Von was fatally shot outside a nightclub in Atlanta in the early hours of November 6, 2020, following an altercation that escalated into gunfire between 2 groups. During the altercation, Quando Rondo was present, and Von was ultimately executed by Rondo's associate, known as Lil Tim.
Rick and Sean, according to GBI, rapper King Von and his group were at Opium nightclub before making their way here to Monaco Hookah Lounge, then to the parking lot where chaos ensued.
It hurt us. It hurt us a lot. I cried. Some of my friends cried. He had a big influence on us.
Court documents reveal that the indictment against Durk and his associates appears to implicate him as a mastermind behind a revenge plot against Rondo. It is suggested that Durk made it known within OTF that he was willing to pay a bounty to anyone who harmed Rondo in retaliation for Von's tragic end. Allegedly, Durk is said to have expressed willingness to offer monetary rewards for Rondo's execution. This reward was reportedly communicated through coded language and involved other members of OTF.
That they showing the connection to these 5 guys. They showing the connection that they connected to Lil Durk some type of way. And that's by being OTF. But listen to what it say right here. The flights and rental cars were paid for with credit cards linked to OTF. Now, I'm not saying this out my mind. This is what the prosecuting attorney said.
Surveillance footage reportedly captured Durk at a residence in the San Fernando Valley on the day of the planned attack. According to the indictment, Grant also coordinated the purchase of ski masks and additional firearms for the group. Despite the elaborate planning, prosecutors note that some of the conspirators did not take adequate precautions, with some using real names and ID for bookings, creating a clear electronic trail that law enforcement could track.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say shot at a Savannah rapper, killing a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath. Shots fired, a fight taken to the streets, and this chaotic scene, the ending of a shooting that started in Los Angeles, California. Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight. It all started at this mobile gas station at 5:30 Friday evening. LAPD says witnesses heard multiple gunshots, then watched a couple cars zoom off. 3 people in one car shot at this black Cadillac Escalade. It's unclear if those inside shot back.
Can I get some space, please?
It ended at Santa Monica Boulevard.
The allegations against Lil Durk regarding a bounty on Quando Rondo have caused significant controversy. These claims emerged after recordings allegedly captured Lil Durk discussing placing a bounty on Quando Rondo. This situation intensified the already tense atmosphere between the 2 rappers. King Yeller, another rapper known for his outspoken views, has weighed in on the matter. He emphasized the dangers of such conflicts within the rap community, drawing attention to the potentially lethal consequences of these ongoing feuds. King Yella's comments reflect a broader concern about the aggression and loss of life that can result from these disputes.
The indictment says that shortly after King Von's murder, co-conspirator 1, which we learned was Durk, who made it clear that he would pay a bounty to anyone who took place in the killing of Quando Rondo. Now,
that's
just a couple of hours.
That like that, like even with the shit, like I don't listen, man. I fuck them niggas. Honestly, like niggas be like, oh Yella, them not my friends. I don't give a fuck what happened to them. But I'm gonna be truthful and honest and tell you that just don't even sound right. I'm gonna put a bounty out to anybody who does that.
The potential involvement of an informant has also fueled speculation among investigators and online commentators. Although law enforcement has not confirmed an inside informant, the detailed nature of the indictment suggests access to intimate information. Within hip-hop and street culture, the no snitching principle is significant. Yet cases of this magnitude often prompt defendants to cooperate with law enforcement when facing severe sentences, such as life imprisonment or the life sentence. The adage that the first to talk gets the best deal could play a role if any co-defendants choose to testify against Durk or other OTF members.
I want to bring on now Detective Eric Barnes to break down this case even further. Eric, thank you so much for joining me today. Lil Durk is a really popular rapper, but what's your reaction to his arrest and his alleged connection to this murder for hire plot of Georgia rapper Quando Rondo?
Detective Barnes emphasized that this case illustrates a larger cultural clash, questioning whether rap is simply a form of entertainment or if certain artists live out the stories they rap about. Prosecutors will have to navigate this issue carefully, demonstrating that Durk's involvement in OTF goes beyond artistic expression and into organized criminal activities.
Well, one of the things that's been popular with hip hop artists is to maintain the same group of friends that they had since they were kids. Maintaining that loyalty, not changing up and becoming a new person because you have fame. And so in keeping these alliances, sometimes there's beef that follows from the streets into rap. And, like I said, these guys live, day to day, and their alliances also live that same lifestyle.
And, reading through this indictment, there appears to be this really heavy level of planning to allegedly carry out this murder.
And you always got haters. You always got people coming back. I want to get that reputation off you to beef with you or hate you. Those are the guys who want to hurt you. Those guys who've been looking at you your whole life and building up envy. They build up envy to where they can't do nothing now. They can't stop you from getting money. You don't want to be their friend or associate. You can't come in their crew and get any kind of money. They're too big for you to even try to beef with. And them be the people in your own city who develop the envy for you. You go somewhere else, man, you a star.
Claim it appears that investigations are still ongoing, particularly related to the recent allegations involving a bounty on Quando Rondo. This indicates that while some of his past legal issues have been resolved, the current situation is still under scrutiny.
Hey, Terrell and Tanya. Chicago-born rapper Lil Durk appeared before a federal judge in Florida this morning. He was arrested there Thursday in a murder for hire plot. Coming off his first Grammy win earlier this year, Chicago-bred rapper Lil Durk is now facing charges in connection to a murder for hire plot. The 32-year-old was born Durk Banks. U.S. Marshals took Banks into custody on Thursday in Broward County. Banks appeared in federal bond court this morning. Now, details about the rapper's arrest or charges have not been released. 5 members of Durk's Only the Family group, also known as OTF, were indicted by a California grand jury this week on charges of conspiracy to commit murder for hire.
That's all for today. Stay tuned for more.